comment. And I don't want to
Fair.
criticize people
That's fair.
who I don't know. I'm happy to speak about my own county where I do know the people and I've watched it for 30+ years. And again, it's a mixed bag. You have some who are very avid advocates and are going to put up a fight. But the problem you have to remember is this is their workplace. The courts are their workplace. Those judges, those DAs, there's a DA assigned to each court. Those are the colleagues they interact with on a day-to-day basis. You don't want to be in a hostile work environment, nor do they. So really, this comes down to training for the magistrates. That's what I'm calling these local judges, all of whom, many of whom are not lawyers, some of whom are. They don't have to be lawyers in New York. They go to a training institute, and at that training institute, they've got to be told, this comes from the top down, from New York State, not the bottom up, that we have a bail system. And the bail system's requirement is that people are given bail only if there's a real showing that they would not be here, which showing is the burden of the people, not the individual. The individual is presumed to be coming back the next time. I don't believe that's the training they're given. And more importantly, and this goes to the monitoring point I made earlier, I don't think there's any accountability, any monitoring, any factual information developed, which they then have to account for. So if I'm the local magistrate and I'm setting bail in 80% of my cases, people who there's no reason to set bail, and nobody is calling me and saying, what the hell are you doing? There's no consequence. You see what I'm trying to say? A system can't function, any system, without consequences for going outside its bounds. First of all, there needs to be a definition of bounds. You're talking about erasing racism. I mean, here's what, no, but seriously, here's the standard. You have a system with no goal. We don't say in New York State that we want to see, at the most, people of color represented in our jails at a proportion equal to the population. Is that a statewide goal? Where is it? It's nowhere. The governor should be speaking, who talks rhetorically about a lot of things. That's our goal in New York State. We don't want pretrial detention to be used as a means of keeping people for 30, 50, 60 days on something where they might serve 10 days or 5 days. You see, you've been in court with me. You see that the public defender comes up. Right. The inmates are sitting over there. Right. The inmate is speaking to the lawyer for 30 seconds. Am I wrong? 20, 30 seconds? That's what happens. That's the contact. And the judge will say, okay, next date. And it's 30 days hence. 25, 30 days hence. Right. So that means that person's going back, shackled, for 30 days. The underlying charge might have them incarcerated for 30 days.
That's right.
This is the system. So when you talked before about how do you deal with the expansion, somebody who understands this has got to get to your county executive. It's not his county attorney, frankly, here, who's not a criminal lawyer. He's a nice guy, Fedorchik, but he's not a criminal lawyer. And say to him, this is the actual system in place. We have 3 times more people there than we need. Go through this whole list. You tell me how many people have been sentenced to county jail.
Right.
And I bet you it's no more than 200. I'll bet you. I haven't gone through it. I will bet you. Okay, there are 500 people there. Not more than 200 of them are serving county time. See what I'm trying to say?
I'm going to follow up with 2 points about public. Well,